and hopefully this is recording okay. It's the first time I've done this on my computer. I'm the Asterisk project lead for the open source project lead for the Asterisk project at Sangoma. I've been doing this for a few years, working with them and working with the Asterisk project. I've worked with the Asterisk project for very many years, and in the last few years I've been working to help at a little bit higher level with the project as the project lead. For those who aren't familiar with Asterisk, the it is it's funny because when I was younger it was very new and now it's very mature product that's been around for a long time, or it's a very mature project and it's been around for a long time. But here are some of the things, if you're not familiar with Asterisk, that I kind of take for granted most times that people know about, but maybe there are people that don't know about some of these things. Um, so it is a multi-party audio and video conferencing. It provides functionality for doing multi-party audio and video conferencing. It's a telephony toolbox, I guess is a good way to put it. But among the different applications that you can develop around it is conferencing. You can do WebRTC integration, so browsers can act as phones or clients or endpoints that can connect to it and interact with it. There's the ability to interact with traditional telephony, like SIP phones and things like that. There are APIs in it for doing dynamic call control, so you can, as an application developer, you can utilize the APIs to dynamically control calls. You can like have them listen for DTMFs or other types of inputs or events if you're using newer like WebRTC based technologies that maybe don't have phone pads and things like that. It's got built-in IVRs. So IVRs are the things that when you call into a company, it says hit 3 to reach support, hit 4 for sales, and hit 5 for the operator or something like that. So being able to do DTMF controlled experiences and things like that. It's got built-in call queue support, voicemail, and much, much, much more. I can't even list all the things that it can do here. Let's talk about how you can get Asterisk. It runs on any Linux distribution, so you can run it in the cloud. You can run it on a VM. You can run it on your local system as well. It can be installed via package managers like Yum or apt. So you can apt-get install Asterisk or Yum install Asterisk. And there was a question in the chat room the other day about AWS, and I found this page that has some videos. It's a little bit like, there's a little bit of advertisement on the page, but it had, I think, videos and text and stuff like that to help you get started with the steps to get Asterisk installed in AWS if you want to use that instead. All right, so here's a couple of resources available for configuration. So there's a page on the Asterisk wiki. So wiki.asterisk.org is the Asterisk wiki. It has tons and tons of documentation about just about anything you can think about. There's an overview for Asterisk configuration files and how to get things started here, as I'm showing you now. And there's an overview for the ARI interface. So that's the REST interface for Asterisk. So you can use RESTful interactions to control calls and things like that with Asterisk. And that's at this page. And it tells a lot about how you get started with that, how you can install some toolkits. So there's a JavaScript toolkit for, interacting with the API if you want to use JavaScript. There's Python. There's other language bindings too if you want to use Python or other languages. But it kind of tells how you get started with that interface and how you can start playing with things, and gives you directions towards documentation that'll help you to understand the different APIs that are available and things like that. Additionally, and actually this is kind of what I want to linger a little bit more on, is there's some really cool applications that have been built in the last few years. So as right now, it's very, very pertinent. Video conferencing is a very important thing, and especially given the quarantine environment that most people are in. A lot of people are using video conferencing technology to help make life a little bit better and a little bit easier. And Asterisk has support for multi-party video conferencing. So the challenge though is fun applications that utilize. So Asterisk is kind of like the engine of the car, and these applications are sort of like the exterior of the car. And so as back-end engineers who are C developers, we kind of built this very proof of concept prototype, hoping that other web developers would come and take a look at it and say, oh, this is really ugly, but I see potential here, and go and actually make it pretty. And it was called Cyber Megaphone. And you can download it. It's open source. It runs on top of Asterisk. It uses Asterisk's video forwarding technology, kind of like Google Hangouts, how you can have a hangout with lots of people and see everybody at the same time. It kind of provides an experience like that, with kind of a a very simple UI to allow you to do that. And there's a link for helping you to install it and configure it. And it's called Cyber Megaphone, and it's meant to be it's meant to be a little bit comical in terms of the name and perhaps the UI style. And so it kind of gives you, this page will give you an overview on how to get it set up. And once you have it set up, you can use the source code, which you download in the process of getting it set up, and you can modify it and make it do different things, or maybe make it better, or try to do something different. And here's kind of a rough example of what Cyber Megaphone looks like with multiple people. So it's very simple UI. But as you can see, if you're a web developer, there's probably a lot of potential there to improve things and make it better, or to provide a different experience. You could do a thing like multi-party, or you could do a video conferencing application on top of it, or not video conferencing application. You can do like a video presentation application on top of it too. You can do screen share, one-to-many screen share, and things like that as well. The world's kind of your oyster. It's a toolbox for forwarding video streams around and providing video experiences to clients, right? All right, so there's that, and then there's also a very much prettier option that you can try, called Dana, that actually a web developer created, and it looks a lot better. Let's see, where's the link for that? Let me pull that up real quick. Here we go. Here's the blog post about it, and you can read about it and how to install it and things like that. So it looks a lot better. It's by a man named Dan Jenkins, who lives in the UK, and it provides maybe a lot more web-first approach in terms of the toolkit, the development style, and things like that. But you can access this resource to kind of get started, and you can take it. I think it's on GitHub. You can fork it, and you can use it as a starting point for building, another video-based application on top of Asterisk. All right, if you have any questions, I'm going to be M. Fredrickson at the TADHack Orlando chat. So I should be on there. You can just tag me or whatever, and I'll be able to answer whatever questions come up. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. Bye.